Actually, why don't we move down one instead of pages of going in? Wanna do that? Well,
You don't want to move?
Oh no, we're staying for this one.
Oh, you're saying.
Yeah, stay. Man, go ahead.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Alan Coyle. I'm a wellness consultant here at Advanced Health Center, and I've also been the case manager now for 28 years here. So welcome to our stem cell therapy seminar on knee problems too. Neck, low back, all kinds of chronic problems, okay? So just a quick notice before we get started. If you brought a cell phone, we ask that you silence it so we don't have interruptions. All of the statements are backed by peer-reviewed literature and, most importantly, common sense. Please write down any questions you have and we'll answer them at the end of the seminar. There's blank paper underneath your surveys. Everybody have a pen? Okay. This seminar is a wake-up call. The material can be a matter of life or death for some, and it can add years to your life. So if on the top 10 list of things that bother you in life is the concern about your health getting worse, then you need to stay tuned and take good notes. Okay. So now I'll introduce our guest speaker. He's a wellness consultant and has been in private practice for over 35 years. He is a specialist in the latest alternative treatments for chronic joint pain, arthritis, and neuropathy solutions. He has researched stem cell therapy now for over 3 years. He is also an expert in functional medicine, specializing in helping patients overcome chronic health problems by testing the body to find the cause and correcting underlying nutritional imbalances, deficiencies, or other causes. He is the local representative for the Foundation of Wellness Professionals, a national nonprofit organization. He is a distinguished lecturer and is a guest speaker on the TV talk shows Leading Experts in Health Matters. He is the co-author with his brother Dr. Jeff of the new book, Secrets to Reclaiming Your Health and Longevity. He has dedicated his life to finding real solutions to help people get well naturally and has helped over 10,000 patients with their health problems since 1983. He has also been a licensed doctor of chiropractic for over 35 years and is board certified in spinal biomechanics. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Brian Coyle.
Great. Thanks very much. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. This is my Wednesday morning vodka, by the way, for once. There. Okay, welcome. We have very good information for you. So, like you mentioned, we've been around 35 years. I've been in practice actually 35 years. I started when I was 4 years old, by the way. So you're wondering my age, I'm 39. So anyway, we're going to go over some very good information. At first, I want to cover our purpose and mission is to help as many people as possible regain their health and become truly healthy, reduce the risk of patients dying early from a heart attack, stroke, and or serious illness, thereby extending their lives. So why do we cover that? Because what happens is, when patients come in, we're doing an initial evaluation. Well, they're taking this list of medications they're taking, and they think all these medications they're taking, because the doctor prescribed them, are safe. So our job is really to evaluate that and to see, is there anything you're taking that could actually shorten your lifespan? Because of course, we want to help people get out of pain and handle their knee pain, but you could be taking in a medication that the person could die tomorrow from. Understand? So it's pretty critical when we're evaluating. So we utilize the latest scientific proven alternative therapies and treatments to help our patients heal and live a long, healthy life, being able to enjoy the activities that they're choosing. We're on a mission to educate the community on the dangers of the current traditional treatments and drugs being prescribed and the latest alternatives of work. We're an accredited facility with the Osteoarthritis Centers of America, which is non-surgical solutions for osteoarthritis. So that osteoarthritis is bone joint arthritis, okay? So, of course, we want to try and help those who are here today. So, let's go on here. So this seminar is for you if you have chronic pain, knee, hip, shoulder, neck, sciatica. This seminar was originally knee pain, but what happens is people come in, they got knee pain, well, then they got hip pain, and then they have low back pain, and they have neck pain, and all these different pains. And so we're going to cover that. We have a lot of information we'll cover about these other areas and the solutions we've discovered to improve these areas. So also, if you are taking medications for your pain over the counter or prescription, or you've tried many other treatments, medications, or surgery with little or temporary results, or you're tired of wasting time and money on ineffective solutions, you were told it's because of arthritis, your age, stenosis, you have to learn to live with it, nothing can be done about it, it's bone on bone. I mean, this is, we've heard every single reason you can imagine that the patient's been told why they have their problem, okay? Also, if you are looking for an alternative solutions that work long term, okay? So today you'll learn four vital things you need to know and do if you want to get better for real long term and not relapse. One, what are the underlying causes of chronic pain? What are the two main causes of these conditions that are being missed by most doctors? How do you find out what is really causing your problem? And what are the latest breakthrough treatments to improve or resolve these conditions? As a bonus, you're going to learn how some patients live at least 15 years longer than their life expectancy and stay out of the hospital too, okay? So I'll teach you as much as I can the limited time we have together, and then I promise for those of you who want to work more closely with this, we have a special gift for you at the end. And basically, it's a complete evaluation to determine what could be causing your problem, no matter what you've been told. We learned long ago, if we wanted to get results, because we get 80% success rate, we take everything the patient's been told, and it goes on the back burner. And then we do our evaluation, and we're looking for the cause. Because a person's got a knee problem, they go to a doctor, the doctor looks at their knee, and they just examine their knee. Well, we look, well, what controls the knee? Where's the first place the problem could be coming from if someone has a knee problem? Does anyone know? What would you say?
The sciatic nerve?
Yeah, low back. Missed, not tested. So there's nerves we can test to see, does that control the knee? Because if that's not handled, the knee problem will never clear up. Even if someone got stem cell therapy, because we do stem cell therapy here. So we're looking for that to find out. We are looking for the result. We're not looking at any particular specific type of treatment. It's what you need to actually heal. So very important. So in that, we do a complete consultation evaluation, a very specialized, in-depth examination to determine we're looking for the cause here. Why? And you know what cause we're looking for? Which is if doctors did this, people would start getting better. So you have to understand, here's the cause. Why is your body not healing it? You understand? So imagine if you went into a doctor and he's looking, well, why aren't you healing? Why is your body not healing? We're going to find out why you're not healing, and we're going to fix that and get your body to heal it. I mean, this is how we got the results. So here's the principle, the basic principle this is based on. If you cut your finger, I challenge you in 3 weeks, try and figure out where you cut it. Think about that. We just take it for granted. You cut your finger, you can't even tell where you cut it 3 weeks later. This is how quickly and efficiently the body heals itself. So you'd have to have the belief that the body heals itself. If a doctor is not believing that your body heals itself, he's just going to give you drugs. Right? Would you great, he'll give you more medications. And pretty soon you have your medication list. This is what's happening with people. So, very important principle. These are the principles we operate on when we're doing our evaluation. Why is this person's body not healing itself? What's preventing it from healing? So we're going to cover the things that prevent an area from healing. This is important. So we do that full evaluation. We do digital x-rays. We do that here. We do painless nerve testing to find out, is the knee problem coming, any way the nerves coming out of the low back causing your knee problem? If they are, then we can correct that. When we correct that, the knee clears up. So that full evaluation is normally $600. If you come to the seminar, we do it for $97. So if you want to do that, you can take advantage of that. So let's go on here. So imagine living 90 to 100 plus years of quality health. What's the key word here? Quality. So imagine living that type of life where you are not dependent on a drug or medication or surgery just to get out and function throughout your day. Imagine having predictable health where you know 10, 20, 30 years exactly what you're doing, loaded with energy, vitality, playing with the grandkids, and having true freedom because you're not dependent on anybody or anything, and you'll never be a burden to someone. At the same time, you'll be saving hundreds of thousands of dollars that otherwise would have been spent on nursing home and sick day. So I understand this is a knee pain seminar, but you should start looking at this. Start right now how to get to 100 plus. People don't do this. They don't have a plan. You know, what are the things that prevent people from ever making it? What do you think's the number one thing that prevents people from getting fast? Probably 75, believe it or not. What do you think it is?
Illness.
Well, they get a heart attack, stroke, or cancer. There's the three. So you should just have it on your plan. How do you reduce those risks? Okay. So we're going to cover that because medications people are taking can cause some of these problems. Okay. So here it just shows you, this is from the San Jose Mercury, 107 years old, loved by all. This is grandmother Oakland, lived to 114. Just get some idea how long the body's designed to live. You know, can go 120. There was a lady in France, 1997, lived to 122. So the body can go that long, okay? So, do you believe it's possible? Do you believe you're capable? Do you believe you're worthy of it? Do you believe when you're placed on this planet, you're entitled to live your maximized life? My goal today is to give you the truth, not the partial truth, and dispel the lies about handling pain and improving health. So would that be okay? Okay, good. So we have a patient, 96 years old, coming in here on a walker, excruciating back pain, radiating down her leg. Now, how many of you told you have arthritis? So raise your hand. Okay. So if you didn't raise your hand, you have arthritis. I guarantee you. I could do an exam on you, and I would find some arthritis, which means degeneration. I have some. So at 96 years old, do you think she had arthritis?
Yes.
What do you think the doctors have been telling her for years? So she's suffering immensely. I'm going to show you her picture. And so what did we do? So we just do our standard evaluation. Because at 96 years old, is her body still healing itself?
Yep.
Yes.
Someone said no.
Yes.
If it was no, she would have died. Just so you know. As soon as you stop healing, that's it. You're done.
Yeah.
If you can't heal that cut, you're done. You would die. So it's still healing itself. So
The body's
So-
not healing arthritis.
no, I know. So it's enough to keep you alive. Okay, we'll say that. But anyway. So anyway, we do our evaluation, and that's what we're looking for. You know, why is this area of her body not healing? We're going to show you what's one of the there's two major problems that are being missed, and if you correct those two, people get better. So this is how we do it. We're interested in getting better in results, no matter what anyone says. 3 weeks later, she's completely pain-free and off the walker. 96 years old.
Wow.
So how did we do that? What did we find? Do you think she still had arthritis?
Yeah.
The answer was yes, okay. So that's my point. You can have arthritis. Well, the doctor told me I got arthritis in my knee. Well, okay, we're going to do our own evaluation. Well, maybe you do, but maybe that's not causing your pain. You know how many people we've corrected that still have arthritis in their knee? You understand? But maybe it's so bad that you need stem cell therapy. That's a possibility. But we're going to look at the person, you know, to get the results. So we're going to show you that, okay? So how many of you have hip or knee pain? Wow, okay. Anyone told it's bone on bone? How many here are told it's bone on bone? Yeah, this is unbelievable. Just to tell you this, we have done thousands of evaluation. We do very thorough evaluation. We do our own digital x-rays. People that are told bone on bone, 30% of the patients we evaluate are not bone on bone, that are told it's bone on bone. So that's an important factor. Okay. So how many have chronic back or neck pain? Okay. How many have, you think, okay, how many have the normal back or neck pain? Okay, you think it's normal. Okay. How many have sciatica, pain going down your leg? Okay. How about some other kind of pain? Shoulder problems, okay. Ankle, anyone have an ankle or foot? See, some of us, you can just leave your hand up, you know, everything just happens. Did we put it, no, we didn't put it on here. We should, how many have all of the above? You know, this is very common, and you live with
How about
it,
also
so,
have it on and off?
on and off, yeah.
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 On
Thank
and
you.
off.
Yep, exactly. Not normal, okay? So, how many of you know what is causing your problem or why you have it? The doctor told you why you have it. Well, they probably told you you have arthritis.
Right.
Now, see, here's the problem with that. It's partially true. Okay, but it's not the full truth. Yeah, you got arthritis, but it's not necessarily causing your problem. But if you saw it on an x-ray, yeah, you got arthritis, okay. So what are you gonna do about it? See, well, you gotta take this medication, you gotta do cortisone shots and all these different things that are destructive to the body. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna cover that. So let's go on here. Here she is, 96 years old, had excruciating pain, herniated disc in her low back, traveling down her hip and leg, had the pain all the time for about a year. Right, spinal injections, acupuncture, pain medication with no relief of symptoms. The pain made me sad, angry, depressed. At my wit's end, I had no desire to do anything because I was in so much pain. Not through with the treatments, but I could already move around so much more freely. I can ride in the car comfortably. My pain is practically gone. I'm optimistic about being able to resume the fun outings that I enjoy. I've been given the gift of life worth living back, coming all the way from Half Moon Bay. So all we did is do the standard evaluation, not someone's opinion, okay? You have, how this started is the patient would come in and give us the report from their doctor about their MRI. And we got a guy, he's got very bad back pain, saying he had pain down both his legs. And he gives me the MRI report from Kaiser. And the MRI report says, your results came back and it's normal. Now, I am telling you right now, we have done many, many MRI evaluations. Never once have I ever found one, not even once, where someone's got chronic low back pain going down their legs, and it doesn't show a herniated disc in the low back, period. I mean, we're going to show you how we correct herniated discs, but so here's it. So you know what we did? We got to have the films. Give us the films. Not going to take. You know, I don't know if you notice, doctors make mistakes, and it's maybe a big shock, but they do. There was a neurosurgeon that did back surgery and left the scissors in the guy's back, and sewed him up. So, and these can be the best people, So just understand, just let us look, and we want to look at it. Let's really see what's happening here. So, here are some facts about chronic pain. Pain affects more Americans than diabetes, heart disease, and cancer combined. 100 million Americans. Pain is cited as the most common reason Americans access the healthcare system. It is a leading cause of disability. Major contributor to healthcare costs. Chronic pain is the most common cause of long-term disability. The diversity of pain conditions required first research and treatment. This is a study regarding chronic pain. Almost 2/3 reported an impact on their overall enjoyment of life. More than 3/4 of patients reported feeling depressed. 70% said they have trouble concentrating. 74% said their energy level is impacted by their pain. 86% reported an inability to sleep well. If we did another one, I would say 90% said it affected their golf game. Okay? I do not think that doesn't happen. We got guys coming in here that struggle through their golf game and do not do anything about it until they can't finish the 18 holes of golf. They'll suffer. We have got 6, 7 years suffering. So why is chronic pain a problem? There is something wrong that is being missed and not being addressed. The real reason or why of your pain, when found, will open the door to the correct handling. Medications and injections may just cover it up and leave the root cause, leading to severe complications, side effects, and other drugs, possible surgery. Chronic pain can literally shrink the brain, reducing the volume of gray matter as much as 20 years of aging, as researchers from Northwestern University have shown. So someone's suffering from chronic pain. Starts affecting the flow from the spine to the brain, and now the brain starts shrinking. You understand? This is how severe it is. So this was from Kaiser. We actually got this. It started on the ripple effect of chronic pain. You got physical pain, then it starts affecting your activities, then it starts affecting your mood, your sleep, your relationships. Understand this is the impact that can happen. Okay? So, how many have taken Tylenol? Anyone taken Tylenol here? Okay, so this is what they found. Tylenol is not without serious complications. The leading cause of acute liver failure in the United States in the drug in drugs cases led to fatalities. Active ingredient acetaminophen accounts for more than 100,000 calls to poison centers, roughly 60,000 emergency room visits, and hundreds of deaths each year in the United States. In England, the leading cause of liver failure requiring transplants. 2009, the FDA issued guidelines for adding overdose guidelines back in 2011. Confirmed the link between the drug and liver damage. So, you know, people take these drugs and they think, oh, well, I feel better. And well, what we're looking at, is there a way to handle this problem without the drug? Of course, because we don't want anything shortening your lifespan. So they can take this drug and then their kidneys or their liver fails. So they think it was okay. That's not okay. Something's got to filter this out. This is what they're finding out, okay? So, this is the American Geriatric Society, the risk for chronic use of NSAIDs. So this is non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. That's any of them. Aspirin, Tylenol, ibuprofen, all of those fit under this category. They can cause life-threatening ulcers, gastrointestinal bleeding, side effect that occurs more frequently with greater severity as people age. Some of them may increase your risk of heart attacks and strokes, and they don't interact well with drugs used to treat heart failure. So people are taking blood pressure medication, then they're taking ibuprofen, and you don't realize what could be the damage that could be caused to the heart, shortening the lifespan. And this many of these are for pain. What's the main reason people are taking these? For pain. Okay. They can make high blood pressure worse, even uncomfortable, and impair kidney function, and the list of potentially hazardous interactions with other drugs in the long run. Okay. Opiates, narcotics. So I'm in the hair salon, getting my hair done. Anyway, I opened up Glamour magazine. The first page I opened to, this is what I opened to. 31 women are killed by opioids each day. I can look this up. This is probably last year. 31 per day from opioids. Why were they given the opioids? For pain. And get addicted like this to these. They can't get off them. That's what happens. So. They are highly addictive. The current statistic is about 16,000 people a year die of overdoses involving prescription narcotics. These drugs are very powerful, impact on the production of sexual hormones, testosterone in men, estrogen in women. Lower hormone production is not just about growing hair or sexual performance, it's about your entire energy level. These drugs are depleting people of energy. Okay. Vioxx. Has anyone heard of Vioxx?
Yeah.
Heard of Vioxx here?
Yep.
Do you know of anyone that had any problem with Vioxx?
My sister's taken it forever, and she's never had any issues with it.
Okay. She's not still taking it?
She's 97 and she still takes it.
Wow, according to this, they stopped it in 2004.
I don't know. I'm telling you. Yeah.
No kidding. So it was approved in 1999. It was withdrawn in 2004. The withdrawal was due to safety. It's a pain medication. It's like Advil, one of these, and it was
She
given.
had both knees replaced.
Yeah, it's interesting. If they've taken something like this out of the market,
Yeah.
if Tylenol is causing so much
I know.
pain, then why is it taken out of the
That's a
market?
good question. Okay, so I'm going to show you something. Do you watch the TV? You know about the drug Humira? Okay. Well, I'm just going to show you what's happening. That drug's on the market. Commercials are running right now, and there are people who have died from it. And they're running right now. How they're getting away with this, I think what it is now, all they have to do is have a fund for the lawsuits. They make so much on the drug. It's in the billions what they're making. And then they have they handle the lawsuits. They say, well, some people die from it. They just pay them from the lawsuit. Okay.
But they also say if you have such conditions, don't take it or something
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. They
So
can
they
use
cover
that.
them.
Yeah. So this is a drug rep. I'll show you what.
My first involvement with the pharmaceutical industry was as a pharmaceutical sales rep for Merck back when Vioxx was on the market. And when I used to rep Vioxx for Merck, and when it came out that Merck had falsified safety data, and Vioxx actually had twice the increase in heart attacks and strokes, people taking it, it really made me realize that there was a lot of corruption behind the scenes, and that just because something is on the market, a drug is on the market, doesn't mean it's safe. So after working for Merck, I was pretty disillusioned over the whole scandal, and I lived in Europe for 8 years, and I had my son over there, and I brought him back vaccine free at 6 months to San Francisco. And when I went to a well visit, they pushed for vaccines, and at that point I hadn't done a lot of research in it, but I knew enough not to trust pharmaceutical drugs. And I asked to see a vaccine insert, and the doctor got very upset at me and claimed I didn't trust him. And he stormed out of the room, and the nurse let me know that I wasn't really welcome back in that clinic anymore. And that was a huge red flag for me, knowing what I knew from being a pharmaceutical sales rep before. And I started to do my research into vaccines and the ingredients and the flawed safety data. And what came to light was many things, but one of them was that aluminum is the main adjuvant in vaccines, in childhood vaccines. And I had experience with that, with researching that and the toxicity of aluminum, because my grandmother had breast cancer and the doctor biopsied her tissues and there were high levels of aluminum, and he told us that she needed to get off traditional deodorant and that the aluminum in there was linked to breast cancer. It was carcinogenic. So that was a big red flag for me.
So there you go. A couple of things you said. One, just because the FDA approved it does not mean it's safe. This would just be a good rule to go by. And we can evaluate a patient. We can say, these drugs are not a problem. This one, do whatever you can to get off it right away. There's blood pressure medications that came out 24 years ago. It was told that the blood pressure medication could cause a heart attack or stroke or dementia and depression to the point of suicide. Has anyone taken amlodipine? Amlodipine. Almost every seminar someone's taken or when they come in. So, they can just switch it. Okay, we already know people who died from it, but yet it's still on the market. They're still prescribed. It's insanity. So right now, 2018, the patient needs to be educated on this. You cannot go by assume, well, oh, something's dangerous, they'll protect me. It's not happening. Understand? So it's shocking to us is what we've been learning. Anyone seen satellite healthcare centers opening up across this area? There's 12 of them that have opened in this area. Does anyone know what they are? No one's okay. So most people don't know what they are because it's such a beautiful sign and it's beautiful buildings, and then a few of them in the right corner, you look in the right corner and it says dialysis. Now, trust me, this is a wake-up call. Why would they all of a sudden be opening 12 centers in this area?
Yeah, for dialysis.
Santana Row, Bascom, Cooser. What do you think? You see? Why? Because people's kidneys are failing. You understand? They're not going to open these big centers if they're not got plenty of people coming in. People don't realize it, so they take their Advil. What does Advil do? It destroys your kidneys.
Right.
You understand? You take these drugs, you take Lipitor, you think you're going to live longer. We'll show you the studies on it. Well, I'm lowering my cholesterol. Yeah, you're destroying your liver. So your cholesterol look just beautiful when you die. Too young. You understand? From liver and kidney. So same thing with pain medication. So the goal is just handle the patient's pain, get them out of pain, and then they reduce these. Okay, very important. They got 80 locations now, 2,000 employees. This was a study that showed kidney dialysis. If you're on kidney dialysis, the average is 3 to 5 years to live. Understand? So don't gamble. People let the government decide what foods they eat and what medicines they take. Their bodies will soon be in as sorry a state as the souls who live under tyranny. Thomas Jefferson. He was aware of it at that time. Okay. So this was a patient came in, believe it or not, 80 years old, excruciating back pain. Been going to physical therapy, 20 visits every year for 7 years, and not getting better. And I'll just show you this and tell you what we did.
Hi, my name is Marta Ashley.
It's not loud.
I've suffered for 7 years with very bad low back pain. What I usually did was go to a physical therapist, and for about 20 weeks each year, I would have all kinds of massages and physical therapy, and they would show me how to walk, etc., etc. All to no avail. Nothing really changed. In fact, last year, the pain became excruciating. So when I came here to Advanced Health Center just 2 weeks ago, after 7 treatments, the excruciating pain is gone. I can't tell you how how wonderful it is to be without that pain. I thought I was going to have it for the rest of my life. I now do my own shopping. I gave away my walker. I do housekeeping. It was something I couldn't do. And, you know, coming here has not only changed the physical process, the pain and the sadness of having a disease that you couldn't do anything about. It has also changed my energy level. I drive here 4 days a week, and it's 100 miles a day that I'm driving. And I'm fine about that because it's given me back my life. That's what Advanced Health Center has done for me.
So same thing. Okay, you've been doing this for, some people come in, they've been doing this for 20 years before they come here. And, you know, we just put it on the back burner, we do our evaluation, we're looking, why is your body not healing itself? That's what we're looking for. So she had 3 herniated discs compressing the nerves in her low back, and no one was correcting it. So they just kept treating her with physical therapy. Well, it's not going to correct it. So we're going to show you the treatment that actually corrects that, because it clears up many problems the patient has. Okay. So top reasons patients continue to suffer from chronic pain. They're told it's their age or hereditary. They're told it's not, there's no cure for the problem. They have to learn to live with it. The actual #1 reason is a wrong diagnosis of the real cause of the pain. Like I mentioned, they're told arthritis. How many have had an MRI? Done an MRI? Wow. How many are told you have stenosis? That's a new word on an MRI. Okay, just so you know what that word means. It means the opening where the nerve comes out is closing in. Okay, the opening, okay. Well, so they were in the reports that the patient got stenosis and they have degeneration. So what? I mean, you know, that doesn't mean it can't be cured. But the patient thinks they got to get surgery, they got to do this. Because they don't offer any other treatment for stenosis, which is caused by herniated disc, by the way. Okay, we correct the opening, pressure off the nerve, voila, patient starts getting better. Okay, so traditional treatments only treat the symptom, not the cause. So 2 major healing problems, we went over that. Every tissue, every cell, every muscle in your body has a nerve that controls it and monitors the healing to that area. The pressure of only 1/4 in your hand on a nerve reduces the function of that nerve and what it controls by 60%. So which system controls every system in the body? Okay. You can cheat, you can look at it. So the nervous system controls every system in the body. All healing goes through the nervous system. So imagine you have the nerve compressed that goes down your leg. And it's compressed in your low back. You think your leg's going to heal? Come on. I mean, this is the simplicity of it. You think the nerve compressed going to your shoulder or your elbow, coming out of your neck's being compressed. Now people say, well, I don't feel any neck pain. Well, that's because only 10% of the nerves are pain. The rest control function. So you'll just get weak or you'll lose your muscle strength. You understand? But you got to look, why is it not healing? If it was just an injury to the muscle, the person goes to a physical therapist, they get better like this. Okay? Like that. 6 weeks, all done. You understand? If it keeps coming back, there's some underlying problem there, or if it's there all the time. Okay? So very important study. So the 1/4, just put a 1/4 on your hand, just that much pressure on a nerve reduces that nerve by 60%. So imagine, wherever that nerve is going, you're going to have a problem. It's going to malfunction. Okay, that's just a basic principle of the body healing. So get the pressure off of the nerve. Okay, that's #1. Now let's see here. So this is what they found. This is a journal, I think, of neuroscience. Okay, a little slower than I would like, but journal, if I get it? No, neurological science. Okay. The quality of healing is directly proportional to the functional capacity of the nervous system to send and receive nerve messages. A good place to start with the patient. Patient's not getting better, let's check out their nervous system, make sure. Is there any problem? Maybe there's not. Maybe there's just degeneration right in the knee and they need stem cell therapy and boom, they're healed. You understand? But you better check this. This is what's missed on most patients. Okay? So there you go. There's the nerves in your low back. Here's your knee. You got muscles here. every muscle has a nerve going to it. If you cut the nerve, the muscle dies. Okay? So there's a muscle deep in the knee called the popliteus. It locks your knee and unlocks it. So, and the nerve comes right here, controls it, goes right up here, goes right out of the low back, comes right here. So if you cut that nerve, if you cut these nerves, the leg dies, all right? But let's say you're compressing this nerve and it goes to the knee, and you're stepping on a garden hose. Imagine that. You step on the garden hose, it's watering the lawn. What's going to happen to the lawn eventually? It's going to go brown, die. The principle is exactly the same. This is how it's worked. How do we know? Because when we cleared this up, the patient's knee got better. That's how we know. You know, not just my opinion. Did it work? Is the real result. Okay. So but that's the basic principle of healing. So here's a sciatic nerve. It's being compressed. You're going to get a weak knee. Okay. Then that knee starts degenerating.
Question?
Yes.
If you have knee surgery, my understanding is all the nerves are cut, or the upper leg is separated from the lower leg, or maybe I have it wrong. So you'd have to cut.
Oh, there's no way all the nerves are cut. You
Oh, no,
lock it.
not.
No, I mean,
Okay.
that's it. That's the end of it for you. Okay. No, but all the muscles were cut, and then they have to reattach everything. Yeah, that they got to do. So if someone's done a knee surgery, we've had people done knee surgery and hip surgery, and they still have pain. And they came in, and we did therapy, and we did stem cell therapy, and we injected stem cells into where they attached everything, because they replaced their joint, so it's not in the joint. We've injected stem cells, boom, pain clears up. Okay? The body uses those stem cells to heal it. Okay? So that's the basic how the body works. Now that can be the upper body too. You could have the nerves coming out here, control anything in the upper body is controlled by the nerves coming out of the neck. Anything, person has shoulder problem, not getting better, elbow, hand, first thing you got to rule out, and it's not done by doctors. There's simple tests you can do to see if you even have a problem there. So pain comes from 4 areas: your muscle, ligaments, tendons, joints, nerves, any combination of the above, a biochemical, nutritional, hormonal imbalance. We've had people come, anyone have pain all over their whole body? Okay. So, you know, we're looking, when we're evaluating, you know, well, maybe you got a severe nutritional deficiency. You got there's certain ones you have and you'll have pain all over your whole body. Okay, so we're looking for that also. Okay, so warning, chronic pain is a sign of progressive degenerative disorder. If you don't find the cause and correct it, it'll always get worse over time. Diet, exercise, and medication are not enough. So this is we ask, well, what did your doctor tell you? What does your doctor tell you why you have the problem? Who wants to tell me? You gotta lose weight, right?
Lose weight and exercise.
Yeah,
Okay, I know. Oh, you need to exercise more.
yes,
You told this. Okay, it's your age. We know about that. It runs in your family.
right.
It's hereditary. What's another one? Anyone?
Injury?
Now you have an injury, past injury. That's a real good one. Really? Well, why didn't it heal? Funny thing. Well, we're going to show you. You know, the body's designed to heal itself. It will heal it. You know. So why didn't it heal? Why isn't it fully healed? So it'll partially heal, but not fully heal. Oh, well, something's wrong there. Okay. But anyway, so people are given all these reasons why it's not getting better. So we're looking for the truth here. If it's the truth, okay. But if it's not, then that person could get better. So we just don't believe it. Our suggestion, just don't believe in it. Don't believe anyone that says nothing can be done about it. Good rule. Good place to start. My other suggestion, start expecting miracles. There you go. How many people are expecting miracles? They're walking around expecting miracles. No, they don't think, well, you know, I'm old. You know, things, miracles don't help. I got news that you have no idea how powerful the body is. If you saw the things that cleared up, and we're going, whoa, their asthma went away after we took the pressure off the nerves. Why? Because those nerves went to the lungs. Whoa, all of a sudden the body kicked in and healed it. Now we weren't treating them for asthma. You understand? This is the power that can happen. What do you think those nerves do? The same nerves that go to your knee. What other things do they control? Does anyone know? The ones coming out of your low back. Anyone want to guess?
Your intestine?
Intestines? Yeah. They affect your intestines. Anyone have digestive problems here? Digestive problems. How about the prostate? Bladder? Reproductive organs? Ovaries? All controlled by the same nerves. And that part, and we see an MRI and their spinal cord is compressed right in there. You know, whoa, what do you think is going to happen to this person? So then they watch the TV and they see this new, I just saw it yesterday, Oh, you were diagnosed with OAB. Anyone diagnosed with OAB? Overactive bladder. They made it up. A made-up diagnosis. Just a symptom. I have an overactive bladder. Yeah, what's causing it? So they have a drug for it. You have to have a diagnosis when you bring a new drug on the market. So the lady's dragging around that red bladder, she has to run to the bathroom all the time. I'll put you money that if we evaluated her, she has got a low back problem, and it's compressing the nerve to her bladder. If we get the pressure off that nerve, her bladder will go back to normal. Okay? First thing we would check. Okay. So do drug companies make any money if you get better?
No.
Of course not.
No.
Just remember that.
Yeah,
So don't think you're going to see drug commercials that talk about this will cure you. You will be cured. You know what they'll do on some of them? They'll say you'll be in remission. Does that mean you're cured?
No.
No, it just means that the drug is suppressing your symptoms, okay, while it's destroying your liver at the same time, okay? I know this sounds bad, but this is really what's happening. Here was Time Magazine, how not to end up here. It's a good goal. It's all about prevention, starting now, okay? Anyone know who Glenn Fry was? I'm going to cover this real quickly. The founder of the Eagles. I don't know if you know, he died in, this Hotel California, Take It Easy, all these songs.
Right.
We've all been listening to this since the 70s. Okay, I'm older than you. But anyway, so this upset me because this guy dies at 67 years old. And so what did he die from? So this is what's happening out there right now in the healthcare field. They diagnose him with rheumatoid arthritis, which is an autoimmune disease, meaning the immune system is destroying your joints, okay? But it's an immune system problem. And then they diagnose him with acute ulcerative colitis, which means acute means you're in pain right now. Ulcerative means you got ulcers in your colon. Well, where is 75% of your immune system? In your colon. So you know that. You should just know this right now. So I take digestive problems very serious. So 75% of his immune system's in his colon. So that's why he's got this. So would you agree, he's got an immune system problem. So guess what they do for him? Because he's in so much pain, they give him Humira. And Humira is an anti-inflammatory. Any of these are called biologics, by the way. That's the new name because it sounds so wonderful. But if you listen to the commercial, let me see if I have it here. No, I don't have it here. But anyway, if you're listening to the commercial, you can't hear what they're saying unless you don't look at it. Don't look at the commercial, just write down what they're saying. Humira suppresses the immune system. Now this guy had an immune system problem. They gave him Humira. Guess what happens? Gets an infection in his lungs and he dies from pneumonia. So now his wife's suing the doctor, the hospital, and the drug companies. Because they said, you didn't tell us how dangerous it was. Yeah.
I use the term inflammation,
Yeah.
anti-inflammation.
Anti-inflammatory.
Is that part of the pain process?
Oh yeah, it'll cause pain. Yeah.
Oh, the Humira people,
Things
their
are
number one
inflaming,
side
you'll get
effect is
pain.
cancer.
Pain
Yeah.
sickness. See, someone can have this, get a lot of pain.
Kidney failure.
Inflaming the
What
immune
is the
system.
inflammation? What is that? What is
It's the body reacting to severe imbalances. You either have, you could have compression on a nerve and your body's going to react and it inflames.
Right.
Gets bigger,
Gets
swells
bigger,
up.
swells
Swells
up.
up.
It's
Yeah.
painful.
Or you could have severe nutritional imbalances and you'll get inflammation. And then aging is speeded up when you have inflammation. Okay? So there you go. World Health Organization, 1.5 million hospitalizations due to medication, 350,000 deaths due to medication people took, 160,000 when the drugs were prescribed correctly. 400 people per day drop dead from prescription medications. So you go, patient goes, well, my doctor, gave me these, so I know they're safe, and it's good for me. It's going to make me healthier. Really? Well, why don't we just test you and find out? Why don't you just get tested, see if you're getting worse? Because they're taking these drugs, they think they're getting better and getting worse. Okay? Drug companies make large profits from pain medication. They spent over $18 billion last year on advertising to consumers. By the way, that's why you turn on the TV. Last night when I had it on, there were 3 drug commercials in a row. In Europe, they can't advertise to the consumer. You can't go say, tell your doctor I want to take this for pain. Okay? They spend 6 times the amount marketing to doctors. Okay? Before I started the treatment, my feet were on fire like walking on broken glass. It was affecting my golf game. See, there you go. This has been going on 5 or 6 years. Golf is my life. I couldn't play 18 holes. If I did, I couldn't walk the next day. My feet would swell. Couldn't put on my shoes. Still receiving treatment, but the pain has significantly reduced and the swelling is gone. Guys I play golf with notice I didn't limp as much. I can now play 18 holes of golf and walk the next day. So we started reverting it. But there's inflammation, swelling. Okay. So there you go. You filled out a survey. So how many people, we went over that already, but how many people had more than one box checked off on the survey? Okay, and well, this is normal, by the way. This is the average. The majority of people have more than one. You just go through life and you think it's normal. And so how many, okay, how many was it digestive problems? How many have digestive? Anyone have sleep problems? Is another thing people live with. The only reason you have a sleep problem is you don't know why you have a sleep problem. I'm telling you. You have to be tested because we don't know why a person has a sleep problem until we test it. We actually on myself, this was years ago, I had a sleep problem. I had no idea. And then I do my full blood and hormone testing and it ends up with low testosterone. Now who would have thought that? You look it up. One of the symptoms of low testosterone is insomnia. Trouble sleeping, broken sleep. I get on the testosterone gel, but gone. No sleep. I sleep through the night. Now I sleep too much. Anyway.
Do you have also treatment for the eye pain from
Yes,
the
no,
neck?
definitely. No, definitely. We do the evaluation. You can have the nerve going right out of the neck, goes right to the eyes.
For the eye?
Yes.
Okay.
The first, by the way, you don't know how chiropractic actually started, was a doctor who had a janitor, and he said good night to him, and the janitor didn't respond. He said, good night, Harvey, and the janitor doesn't respond. He goes, good night, Harvey, and you have to do it 3 times. Janitor doesn't respond. He said, yeah, I can't hear you. So he's like, let me check. He puts him on a table, and he goes on his spine, and there's this bump on his spine. And he does an adjustment on it. Boom. Harvey gets off the table. Boom. He has his hearing back. Started chiropractic. That was it. 1895. Wow. They said, wow, something's happening here. Because those are the nerves that went to the ears, but to the eyes. You always start. What's the simplest thing that could be preventing it from healing? A good place. You don't drug someone. You ask, why is it not healing? You'd have to believe, hey, this is ridiculous. You have to say, this is ridiculous. I don't agree with this, and why is it not healing? You understand? This is how we got results. So, many problems like that. So, before you had your problems, what could you do that you can no longer do or can't enjoy because of the loss, the pain or loss of flexibility? Has anyone stopped doing something? What did you stop? Walking.
Right.
Walking. Running.
Running.
Basketball.
What is it?
Sport.
Playing basketball.
Yeah.
Sports.
People just give this stuff up. What is it?
Bending?
Bending. Yeah.
Can't get on my
You
knee.
gotta watch what you're doing.
I can't walk my dogs.
Yeah, this is crazy. So just imagine, I know this sounds hard to believe, but imagine if you could get some of these things back. Okay, maybe 80% improved. You know, you can start getting around. We're going to show you a lady, probably in her 70s, that used hiking sticks to go on a walk. Walking down the street with hiking sticks. Because she could go so far and then she couldn't walk any farther. And after a couple of weeks of treatment, gone, no more hiking sticks, done. Okay, so listen, this is the possibilities of what the body can do. Why are we talking? This is just what the body can do. If you get the real reason, if you don't find the real reason on a patient, they're never getting better. I don't care how much therapy you do on them. You haven't found, well, did you rule everything out to be, what's stopping it from healing? Okay. If you do find the real reason, boom, the door opens. That's what we're looking for. Okay. So, does your problem cause you to be unhappy, irritability, reduce your energy, restrict your activities, make you a burden to your family, interfere with your sports, exercise, reduce your enjoyment of life? Okay? Yeah. All these symptoms point to the fact that you have a problem that has not been treated successfully. So how many have done cortisone injections? Here. Okay. Anyone else? So it used to be when we started, there was no limit to cortisone. You could do cortisone every week. And why do you think they limit it to 3 times a year now? Okay.
It's bad.
Well, now you're going to know. Causes osteoporosis, up to 8% loss of bone in 4 months. Low dosages for 1 year can cause cataracts. Elevates the blood sugar. Suppresses your ability to fight infection, which is your immune system. Can cause damage to the bones. Can cause a tendon to rupture.
Cinnamon capsules.
One study showed that within 14 days after a single injection of steroids, cartilage cells died. So how many did cortisone and you felt better? It actually worked. Yeah. So why? Because it's an anti-inflammatory and it deadens your nerve endings, so you can feel good. There's people who've felt good for 6 months, you know, but it just destroyed some of your cartilage. So if they do it, you keep doing that over the years, you know, you're going to end up degenerating the whole joint. Okay? There's an epidemic of adverse drug reactions to NSAIDs. The Food and Drug Administration believe anywhere from 10,000 to 20,000 deaths each year. The result is severe bleeding caused by NSAIDs. This is a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug. It's a big problem from Stanford University. You know, you see people coming out of Costco and with the big things of Tylenol and ibuprofen, you know. And, well, you know, what's going to happen to that person? And, you know, they work. You take it and you go, wow, I have no more pain. And we've had people coming in taking, you know, 12 a day. And, you know, some people, well, what do you think is happening to the kidneys every day? Just destroying it more and more.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Do you have a position on the aspirin regimen?
Yes. If you want, I'll give you a copy of this. I don't want to get into it because everyone will be shocked. But you just read the studies. That's what we did. Well, we want to look, well, is aspirin a problem? You've got the studies on it. You're going to be shocked. But bare aspirin does not like what I'm about to tell you.
Are you talking about the minimum for the little baby aspirin you take one a day?
Do not take aspirin yes, I'm talking baby aspirin.
Yeah, the doctor told me not.
Bare aspirin, as soon as this fall's data came out to the public, you know, all these people are now on bare aspirin. They became $1 billion corporation. Huge, just from baby aspirin alone.
Yeah.
So you just read it. You'll be shocked. There's a Journal of American Medical Association, what they really found about aspirin. It will cause memory loss if you're interested in that.
Wow.
You know.
Oh, it's already shot.
Really? People are taking this every day. It causes memory loss. You know. Aspirin gives zero protection against initial fatal or non-fatal coronary event, which is hard. There's their own studies. Aspirin gives zero protection against initial stroke. Aspirin gives zero protection against the development of angina, pain down the arm from a heart attack. Anyway.
Well, Kaiser is almost a given.
Oh, everything. That, statin drugs, these are very deadly.
Really?
Yeah.
So now we don't take that once a day. What the heck happens now?
That's right. What else are you going to take? If we're taking all these things away from you.
Good.
Okay.
Well, I know.
We're just looking at anything, you know, shorten the lifespan.
Well, but is there, if you're going to stop doing that, is there a manner which you know, gradually stop taking
Yes,
it,
years
like
ago,
one every other day or
yes.
something, and then, I mean, if you just stop cold turkey, what the heck? That's a little
Either
scary.
aspirin or Lipitor, you can stop cold turkey. You can't do that with blood pressure.
You can
But
do
the
that
other
with
two, no
Lipitor?
side effects from stopping those. By the way, you can look that up. But anyway, there was years ago, and I was doing this show. It's called Ask the Expert, and someone could call in. So this lady calls in and she says, you know, they told me I need to take Lipitor, and I don't want to take it because my cholesterol's so high and blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, you know, there's ways we can test you to find out why your cholesterol's high. You know, does anyone, if you go to a doctor, well, you got high cholesterol. Well, why is it high? And they'll say, well, it's your diet and your exercise. Do you know that a thyroid problem can cause high cholesterol?
Yeah,
Do you know what it takes to detect a thyroid problem? Do you think you're going to find if you have a thyroid problem if you go to Kaiser? They test 2 items. You know how many we test on a thyroid? 8.
Wow.
If you find a thyroid problem, you change the person's life. I'm not kidding you. They got a thyroid problem, and it's missed on people.
Yes.
The lady I just met with right before the seminar, thyroid problem.
Wow.
Never knows why she doesn't feel good, lack of energy. Not only that, her cholesterol's high. You understand? No, but this is not what's happening.
crazy.
I have a thyroid, and the doctors, they test me by putting a needle in my neck, and then now I have to take a pill every single day for the rest of my life.
What pill are you taking?
It's a long one. With the L.
Levothyroxine, or you know?
Something like that.
Well, if you need it, then it's fine. I mean, you could live to 100.
I find this
There are certain drugs you can take. If you're correcting it, if you truly have a deficiency and you correct it with a medication, you're going to live to 100. You can't take Lipitor and expect to live to 100 because it destroys the liver. Your liver, your kidneys are going to give.
Right.
You know, but you can take in thyroid and you can take in testosterone. You see, because you're correcting imbalances.
You know what? I just went and had my annual labs done,
Yeah.
and my cholesterol came back really low,
How low?
140.
Yeah, are you taking Lipitor?
Yes, so I asked him, I said, why, can I stop taking this? Because, I mean, it's so low, why am I bothering? And I've lost 126 pounds.
Right.
He says, because you've taken it for so long, it's extremely dangerous to stop. I don't buy that.
Complete garbage. So
Okay.
we'll just give you the study. So anyone want to know this real quick? I'm just going to give you something about cholesterol because it's a big thing. Go back to the 90s. What did it say on a blood test was a normal range of total cholesterol? Does anyone know?
I think it was 190.
Okay, this is how insidious this is. No, 150 to 300 was considered normal. Okay. So now, what does it say now on a blood test? Anyone know?
To 200, I think is it.
Yeah, 100 to 199.
Yeah,
You know what that did?
yeah,
That put 80-90% of the population needing Lipitor.
exactly.
That one thing alone, that's all they have to do. You go into a doctor, you at 210, which is optimum, by the way, yeah, they'll put you on Lipitor.
Yeah.
You get down below 185, it's destroying you. It will kill you.
Okay.
And you're already at 140. Very deadly.
Yeah, it's very scary, and not only that, but your good cholesterol's bad,
Yeah,
low
so
beside.
we'll give you the studies on it. We're not just making this up. You know, do you know that more people die from too low cholesterol than too high? How do you like
It's
that?
making me
How do
feel
you like that
really
study?
good.
You know, people, just be careful what's
My
happening.
doctor's like,
By the way,
God,
number
I
one
have
drug in
faith
this country.
him now.
That you just, they sell more Lipitor than any other drug in the country. Billions. in profit. So anyway, let's go back to the Journal Orthopedic Medicine. You're going to get a copy of these, by the way. Bleeding problems during surgery, blood clots caused by surgery, difficulty breathing after surgery, infections after surgery, 4 in 100. Here you go. Deaths. 1 in 400 deaths in 30 days following a total knee replacement. How do you like that? 1 in 400?
Wow.
Does anyone know anyone that's died after a knee surgery? Anyone here? Bruce?
Yes.
Okay. So my fiance, her mother's perfect health, goes in for a knee surgery. 90 days later has a stroke. Shortly thereafter dies. Do you think they ever related the stroke to the knee surgery?
No.
Did not happen. But I'm telling you, I will tell you it is what caused it. It caused a blood clot.
Is that knee replacement? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
It is knee replacement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you better. Anytime you're put under,
Yeah.
you know,
Exactly.
do everything you can to not get put under. You automatically get a percent of people that die.
That's
You
right.
get a blood clot, something goes wrong. Just, you know, reduce that tremendously if you don't need it, okay? Other surgeries apply, could be a hip, whatever. Use of narcotics increase, okay, we got that.
So is he gonna give
So
us information?
here's a knee replacement. Anyone done a knee replacement? And no one? Good. Pain 3 to 6 months of healing, rehabilitation time, no guarantee of result, high percentage of failure and complications. A replacement can detach or loosen. 50% or more will need additional surgery. Total average cost of uncomplicated cases is $57,000. Excuse me, much comes out of the deductible. What's the cost of lost time, function, pain, and suffering? Okay. You have two choices with any problem in life. You can keep doing the same thing, or you could try something new to resolve it. So we went over that on the symptoms. If you have more than one symptom, or your symptom occurs more than once a week, you have a situation you should be very concerned about, but people just don't do it. They don't think you just are not taking it seriously now. You only get a symptom if your body can't heal an area of the body, right? If it can heal it, why would it give you a symptom? Okay? So here's a good analogy. Let's say you get in your car and it says the check engine light's on, and you take it to a mechanic and he says, okay, I can fix that for you. I can put some black tape on it. And then if that doesn't work, we can cut the wire. Okay, you go, okay, this guy's nuts. And you go to another mechanic. So here's our suggestion. Take any box you checked off on there and look at it as a check engine light. It's a check engine light. You don't know what's causing it, no matter what you think. And what do they do on this? They plug the meter in, they get the code, and they correct it.
Right.
That's really what should happen. If you correct a problem, being that the body can heal itself, high percent chance someone can get well, okay? So, anyway, very important analogy. So it's never normal to have a symptom. These are just good principles. The truth is, it's not your fault. We're conditioned to treat our symptoms, not to find the cause and correct it. Symptom is your body's way of communicating to you if something that's not right and needs to be checked. The real question is, why do you have it? Why do you have these symptoms? Where are they coming from? What's the underlying true cause? If you don't ask why or what's the real cause and go along with the doctor's diagnosis, such as arthritis, you're guaranteed that you will not make any improvement long term. Think about it. Whatever you have right now you checked off, I challenge you, if you don't do something different, where are you in 5 years from now? You come back here, do a seminar, I guarantee you'll be worse. Do you agree?
Yeah.
You think you're just gonna get, but it's not gonna happen, because no one's found the real cause for you. No one's using an effective treatment to regenerate it. You understand? That's what's wrong. It should be the doctors, you walk in a doctor's office, they have to get you well. We're not just gonna drug you, no, I'm gonna get you well. So I have to first find what's causing your problem, where's it coming from, understand? So, that's how you would help healthcare. We wanna keep people out of the hospital, we'll just get them well. There'll be less people going in hospitals. Okay, now the knee. So this will just show you, that space right there, that's the cartilage. It's looking straight at a knee. You can see it, this is grade 1, there's slight wear. Grade 2, there's more wear. Grade 3, there's more. Grade 4 is bone on bone. How do you know if it's bone on bone under the x-ray? But the way it's truly bone on bone, you can't bend a knee. You can't bend a knee, you're on a walker cane. If it bends at all, you've got cartilage. Okay, this is a good rule. Okay, here was a patient. I had been to 2 medical doctors who both told me I needed a knee replacement and possibly both knees. I saw an ad in the paper. It came in. He did the evaluation. Although quite skeptical, I agreed to the treatment. I don't think I'll be running another marathon anytime soon, but I can now walk without any pain, exercise with no pain, and play golf again. See, these golfers. The staff is extremely nice. The assistant's very competent, friendly kid. So anyway. There's an underlying true cause of chronic pain, headaches, weight issues, all these different problems. If you've been to other doctors in the past, tried solutions on your own, your health problems still persist, and you have not found the true cause, our job is to find what you and the others have missed. If you don't find the true cause, your problem will remain the rest of your life, beginning to get worse. These techniques are unique, and this is the reason we often get the results that no one has before. Imagine how your life would be different if you handled the chronic pain, reduced or eliminated. Would you be more active? You have more energy, do the activities you like to do, golfing, walking, traveling, golf, tennis. Would you overall just feel better? Why wait till it gets worse and maybe reversible? Here's a lady comes in, had to do cortisone injections in both knees, or she couldn't go on a trip. And she couldn't do physical therapy without doing cortisone injections in both knees when she started. Many years going to physical therapy, and here you can see what happened here.
Hi, my name is Janet Hinsey. I live in Berkeley, California. I've had problems with my knees for the last couple of years. Both of them have basically at the same time started giving me difficulty with walking and especially climbing stairs and getting in and out of chairs. It kept increasing. I saw several doctors. All of them could not give me a definitive answer on what was going on. Obviously there was some arthritis, not a lot of arthritis, not enough to have surgery. I got a lot of relief from cortisone shots, but I was giving them too often and too close together for anybody to be really comfortable with it, but they still did not want to do surgery, and I did a lot of physical therapy, which would help as long as the cortisone was working, but when it wasn't, then I couldn't do the physical therapy, and I was very frustrated. I read about the clinic in the San Francisco Chronicle. I have to say that usually I'm a little skeptical about medical things in the newspaper. However, it was very intriguing. It was specifically geared, this ad, to knees, and I thought, I don't know what else to do. So, my husband and I drove down here and got interested in the clinic. We're somewhat hesitant about the whole thing, but felt that at least we had been looked at much better than we had by medical doctors, that at least there was somebody here who was saying, okay, we think it's this, this, and this, and if we do this, this, and this, it could get better. So, we decided to try, and skeptic or not, after the first treatment, my knees were better. I was at the point that I needed a cortisone shot again, and I held off. I actually went on a trip, which I've been very hesitant to do without new cortisone shots, after only 3 treatments, and did pretty well. Since then, I've continued to make progress, and I'm very pleased. It's not 100% yet, but it's as good as I get most of the time with the cortisone shots, and I certainly am nowhere near ready to have surgery, so I'm very happy.
That's pretty good, Janet. And what have other people noticed about you or your changes?
What they've noticed is I can walk like a normal person now, and I can pick things up off the floor. I can actually bend my knees, which before was really difficult for me. I was often, if I went for any real lengthy walks, I was using hiking sticks. And now I can do a half-hour walk, 45 minutes without hiking sticks.
That's pretty good. It's impressive.
Okay, so let me just show you. So here, let's say you pulled out a couple of vertebrae. If we did our standard evaluation on her, and the problem was coming from her low back. So here's your back, here's the bumps on your back, and right there is your spinal cord. And then these nerves are attached to it, and these go down your legs, to your knees, to your feet, all of that. If it's in your neck, they go to your shoulder, elbow, hand. So this, you know, if you have a compressed nerve here, shoulder never gets better. So if you turn it like this, there's a disc in between each of these bones, and it's cartilage, and then there's this gel, and over the years that cracks through the cartilage and is then pushing in on the nerve. Now someone can have this and have no pain at the nerve, but have a knee problem, because 10% are pain fibers, the other 90% are not pain fibers, okay? So then it can bulge out the side here. So these are called herniated discs, because it's herniated out. Right, and they're pushing into the nerve. So very important to rule out that because that's the first place your problem could be coming from. If you got a knee problem, this has to be ruled out. Look what happened with this lady. All these years doing all this nonsense. You know, all they did was treat her knees. No one ever evaluated her low back. We evaluated her low back, and I'm going to show you, there's a computerized table we put her on that sucked it back in. Got it off the nerve. Boom, first treatment, she starts feeling better. This is how fast it can happen. So I'll show you how that was invented here, but I want to give you an idea of what happened with her. Dr. Oz mentioned as a doctor who has been long praised alternative therapies. I'm happy to report that pain management is one area in which drug-free treatments are showing promising results. Millions more women than men live with pain that lingers for months or even years, but compelling research shows that alternative therapies can offer lasting relief. All chronic problems are a combination. You either got a nerve, muscle and joint problem, or you have a nutritional imbalances or deficiency. Everybody has a unique combination. You have one or both, okay? So if I can show you how to get rid of your problems, or at least improve them, or prevent them from getting any worse by doing something natural and affordable, would you want it? So raise your hand if you would. Hopefully that's why you go to a doctor. Someone's here, well, no, I'm just here because I want to get more medications. Okay, wrong seminar. I'm just here because I want to get surgery. Okay, wrong place. We've had people come to this and then afterwards say, well, no, I'm going to go do my surgery. That's rare, but I said, okay, do surgery. So here we go. Here's the latest treatment options for treating chronic pain, arthritis, hip pain, sciatica, all these different problems. So there's this doctor. Dr. Alan Dyer, MD, is a former Deputy Minister of Health in Ontario, Canada. He had chronic low back pain, did not want to do back surgery. So he gets this idea. This was also the doctor who invented the heart defibrillator. So he gets the idea. You know what I just showed you? He said, well, if we could stretch you enough, we could create a vacuum between these bones and suck it back in. That was the idea. Because prior to 1995, if you had this, you're going to live with it. You're going to either live with it or you're going to go in for surgery. I mean, you could try chiropractic, but if it's this bad, people, it's just not going to pull it back in. It's going to be sitting there on the nerve, and you got gravity and all these things. So he said he gets this idea. It actually started with an idea, you know. But the problem is you can't stretch someone enough with typical traction. Has anyone done traction here? Anyone? No? Okay, well, when you do traction, it'll go so far, and then you go to a certain point, your muscles go into spasm. So you can't stretch someone enough. So he invents this table, computerized table, and what it does is it stretches the person for 1 minute, gradually, then relaxes, and then goes up a little bit more. It stretched a little bit more. So that was patented. It was called the logarithmic curve, and it keeps going up. And basically, it was designed to fool the muscles, and guess what happened? He's doing this in Canada, and with the patients on the table with a probe down into their spine measuring the pressure. when they were testing it. And it brought the pressure, if you stand, you have 100 millimeters pressure on your back. If you lay down, it drops to 75. If you hang upside down, it drops to 40. This table brought that pressure from 100 to minus 160. It was a major, when you say minus, it created a vacuum. That was a major breakthrough. Guess what? It worked. It was unbelievable because they could never do this. There was nothing that could create it. So he invents this table. Here you can see an MRI. If you can see it from there, this white portion right here is the spinal cord, and it's coming down here, and it's about 1 inch wide, and you come down here and you see this black thing sticking out. There's a herniated disc, and he's compressing the spinal cord. Well, guess what they call it on the report? Stenosis, because that's stenosis, because it's closing the opening where the nerve. This is after the person did the treatments. Here on the table, here's a spinal cord, and here's a new MRI, and it sucked it back in off your spinal cord. If you don't think that's life-changing for a patient, nothing will change it more. If you got a herniated disc like this, man, you have all kinds of problems. You know, it just will not get better. So here you can see what's on TV. I believe that's next. Well, here it just shows it. See, the person's got sciatica. Where's it coming from? Up here. Okay. Same thing. You got a shoulder, anything here. You check here first. So here is the tape. Let me see if this is it. Yeah. Okay.
Tonight on the Health Watch, listen to this. A non-surgical treatment for backache that many local people say cures their pain.
Now, there are no needles, no medicines, and according to many, no risk involved. But the treatment is causing controversy. Medical reporter Sherry Bank explains why.
John Dunnigan, golf pro and back pain sufferer.
How bad was it?
Well, I guess if you stuck a fork in your eye, that might be about right.
Teacher Dawn Hahn, 3 herniated discs.
Never had such bad pain. I've given birth to 2 children, never felt this way in my life.
Contractors are tough, but severe back pain got the best of Rick Fiorelli.
Just unbearable, and it was constant.
Adoption guru Artie Elgart in the automotive supply business had 4 herniated discs.
It was so painful. One time at work, they had to take me up on a forklift to get to the 2nd floor.
Pharmacist Nitin Patel has had excruciating back pain.
Very sharp and very deep.
Every one of these people has tried many different methods to heal their aching backs, but nothing cured them until this. This is vertebral axial decompression. VAXD for short. These patients and many others think this is the greatest.
So this table opens just a tiny little bit every minute or so, right?
That's correct.
And then what happens to the disc?
We're able to separate the vertebrae of the lower back that are attached to the herniated disc, and we're able to create a vacuum within the disc. We're able to literally suck the disc material back into place and decompress the nerve.
And according to chiropractor Dr. Joseph Camerata, if it's not pressing on the nerve, nothing hurts. A permanent fix.
The best kept secret in the medical community.
Sherry Bank, NBC 10 News.
We've been doing it since 1995. It's what used to be taught at Harvard Medical School. And Paige, has anyone heard of it before you came here? No one's heard of it. Is this crazy? Who do you think would not want this out to be known?
Drug companies?
Yeah, that's one. But who do you think else? Who would this impact the most?
Surgeons.
Yeah.
The surgeons.
80% success rate in preventing back and neck surgery. So when we first got it, we went and talked to the 2 neurosurgeons we used to refer to. And I said, hey, we got this table. Why don't you send us people? And if it doesn't work, you can always do the back surgery, but you know, if it worked. So there was Dr. Janae in Los Gatos, been doing back surgery for 35 years. So I said, that's a great idea. I'll start sending you people. So he started sending us people. And we're doing good. We ended up hiring him, and he was working with us. And he was a neurosurgeon, so you know people saw, oh, he's a neurosurgeon. They thought we did brain surgery. We didn't. He was really a brain surgeon. I mean, my gosh, it was incredible. So I went and talked to the other neurosurgeon we used to work with, and I said, look, did the same thing. Look, we got this treatment, very effective, 80% chance it's going to prevent the back surgery. And when he heard that, he looked at it, he says, I don't refer for any kind of treatment. And we never worked together again. This is after referring to him for 12 years. So why? Then I find out he does more back surgery in Santa Clara County than any other surgeon at the time.
Yeah.
You gotta understand, don't think like, you gotta look what's the best for you, not, do hospitals make any money if people don't come in?
No.
You gotta understand, so just, you gotta separate from this. There's hospital, one hospital down the road in one morning does 5 back surgeries. This is huge, this is not some little thing we're talking about, okay? So, we just don't hear about it, that's the problem. All right, so here's some other treatments we use depending on the problem. So we have very specialized treatment, one's called the rebuilder. This was for sciatica. It'll start rebuilding the nerve. As long as it's not a herniated disc, then we can rebuild the nerve. Same with the knee. It'll actually heal the knee tissue. Very effective. That's one. Another one's class 4 deep tissue laser therapy. We've been doing this since 2009. It's non-surgical. Wherever you put that beam, it activates cells. So if we put it on a knee, it activates the cells and gets them going 3 to 5 times faster than normal and heals. That's how laser therapy works. So if you put it on knee, foot, back, depending on what area, here you can see it actually working here.
I've experienced a lot of lower back pain.
Tennis elbow.
An ankle injury.
I was having severe pain in the bottom of my foot.
Hurt every time I move it. I was suffering from prolonged periods of pain.
Nothing could be done but surgery.
My condition was, I'd like to think, at rock bottom when I first came here. Then when I started the therapy, it almost immediately felt different.
I was very fortunate enough to land a scholarship, play quarterback at the University of Florida for the past 5 years. And playing big-time collegiate ball, you're going to get nicked up. The deep tissue laser therapy helped me get on the field quicker and, to help my team out.
I was kind of getting to the point where I was feeling desperate. I thought this is never going to go away.
Of course, I tried many different types of anti-inflammatories and some prescription drugs to help relieve the pain.
I hated taking pills. It destroys my system. So I just wanted something with a natural solution.
I work in the operating room in orthopedics on the device side. The physician that is on my team talked about a peer of his that is a trainer for a professional team using deep tissue laser therapy on those athletes with tremendous success.
Light Force Deep Tissue Therapy lasers by LightCure Medical use deep penetrating light energy that relieves aches, pains, and stiffness by increasing microcirculation and reducing inflammation. Deep tissue laser therapy helps your body use its own natural healing powers by activating and stimulating a positive cellular response. Deep tissue laser therapy is a drug-free, surgery-free alternative for pain relief.
After the treatments with deep tissue laser therapy, I became a believer.
Deep tissue laser therapy is what really got me back into action.
Laser therapy is clinically proven to successfully treat pain and inflammation associated with lower back pain, arthritis, tendinitis, plantar fasciitis, bursitis, post-surgical rehabilitation, and general musculoskeletal sprains, strains, and fractures. Light Force Deep Tissue Therapy lasers are FDA cleared, and laser therapy is endorsed by professional clinical organizations such as the American Physical Therapy Association, the World Health Organization, and the International Association for the Study of Pain.
The deep tissue laser therapy is quick and easy. I literally walk in the door of the office, sit down. They hand me the glasses, and and there's the start of the treatment.
The technician takes the laser, points it on the area, and takes about 10 minutes. The laser therapy didn't hurt at all. It was so non-invasive in a sense. It felt like a warm, relaxing glow. It just penetrated deep within the tissue.
It was painless. You just laid there and relaxed, and it seemed to really...
Okay, so I'm showing you these different therapies. So it all starts, we do an evaluation, and we determine what's the best thing for this patient to recover. One might be, well, it's coming from their low back. You better correct that. That's going to be the biggest result you're going to get. Or it might be in an area and they need laser therapy. Okay, so depends on what the patient needs. So that's a couple of them. Any treatment we use was FDA approved, and it had to show as getting high results, or we just didn't add it to our protocol. So we have many different ones that work depending what the patient needs. We have knee decompression, which separates the joint, and we do laser at the same time, so it helps heal deep into the joint. This is a German-engineered treatment for knee problems, so depending on what that patient needs, or neuropathy, shoulder problems, things like that. So this was also another one we got years ago, which is no longer available. It's only sold now. This machine can only be sold to professional trainers. Okay, they won't sell it to doctors anymore because they didn't make enough money. So now they got to sell it to professional trainers. So very effective that we're rebuilding tissue and healing that area. Okay, so now there's stem cells. So some of you have heard, I'm going to cover it real quick. We're not going to go into detail. If you want to find out about stem cell therapy, we do a seminar tomorrow you can come to, same time, 12 o'clock, which is mainly on stem cell therapy. So when would we use that is when, if it's the joint's really degenerated or they have a tear, and they don't want to do surgery, a stem cell, as we've been doing it for almost 3 years, it'll heal the tissue. It will regenerate the tissue, and it's just major breakthrough. So every organ, every tissue in our body grew out of a cluster of stem cells early in development. A stem cell differs from every other cell in the body in its ability to renew itself. It can divide into many more just like it. Stem cells can repair and replace tissue in the human body. In other words, stem cells have the power to heal. Okay, so it's a simple injection. It's painless, the one we do. Okay, there's one, it's called PRP. You can draw the patient's blood and you separate their, you do it on a centrifuge, separate out their platelets, then you take that and re-inject it. Has anyone done that here? No? It's not that's effective based on your age, because the older you get, the less stem cells you have. So if you want to try and take your own blood, well, if you're younger, it would work fantastic. If you're older, you don't have a lot of stem cells. So another one's bone marrow. They drill into your side, pull out some bone marrow. We don't do that. That's a surgical procedure. They take your fat. Another one is your fat tissue. That's like liposuction. Take out some of your fat, get the stem cells out of it, and then re-inject them into you, to wherever, your shoulder, whatever. So the one we use is called the amniotic. And basically, it's a remarkable addition to regenerative medicine. It's obtained from a consenting donor after scheduled C-section. It's FDA regulated. So a woman can donate their amniotic membrane. That's a membrane that surrounds the baby. They used to just throw it away. But they did research on it, and they found it's incredibly high in young stem cells, and there's no rejection reaction. It doesn't have the immune factors that causes a rejection. Like, you can't take someone else's stem cells and put it in you. You'll reject them. But from the amniotic membrane, you can't, because it doesn't have that immune factor. So they're donated, then it's sent to an AATB certified lab. They're cryogenically frozen, so when we need them, we can order them. We have them within 48 hours. We have a medical doctor on staff that does that injection. That patient comes in, gets the injection, they're done in 30 minutes, and they walk out with a Band-Aid on it. I mean, seriously. And now that knee joint will start regenerating over the next 6 to 12 months, where the cartilage will regrow, the tissue will heal. I mean, it's just groundbreaking. So who do you think wouldn't like that? Who?
Me.
You? You don't like it?
I like that. I like
Okay,
that.
I thought you didn't like it. Okay.
No, I like that. I'm sorry.
Now, who do you think would be opposed to that? Well, what's it going to prevent?
Surgery.
Yeah.
Surgery.
I know you're just shocked. Don't think some of these surgeons don't know that they make $57,000 on a knee replacement. You know, and here we're talking right 1/10 of the cost, probably. And you can get an injection. Very high success rate, 80 to 90%. It'll heal. Okay? If a person needs it. Okay? Like an immunologically privileged, no rejection reaction, has 30 growth factors, hyaluronic acid, which is a natural joint lubricant, has stem cells, activators, antimicrobial, non-steroidal. Here's a before and after. There's bone on a knee. Okay, this was 8 months later. Actually, it's both bone on bone. I don't know if you can see that one too. This was 8 months later. You see the space now? Here and right there. That's life-changing. There's nothing that could do that before stem cell therapy. Okay? Phenomenal. This was a lady who had problems, I believe, with both knees.
Hello, Lori.
Hi, how are you?
I'm interviewing a patient that had stem cell injections into her knees. I want to go over, like, Lori, why is it that you first came in to even look at that as an option?
played tennis for 35 years. My knees started getting really bad in my late 40s, early 50s. I was at the point I couldn't hardly walk up and down stairs. I would have to put one foot on one stair and then the same foot on it and kind of look like a little old lady going up and down stairs. Coming upstairs was horrible. What really motivated me to do something about it, which is a sad thing, is I was introduced to a game called pickleball in the spring of 2015 and started playing it seriously in the summer. And my knees were hurting really bad. So I heard about your company and researched it some and came in for a consultation. And after hearing where the cartilage comes from and it all made sense, common sense, I went for it. I went for both knees January 7th, 2016.
How long did
Almost 6 months ago, 7 months ago today almost.
How long did it take before you noticed the difference?
Probably 6 to 8 weeks. What y'all didn't know when I first had it done is I wasn't playing pickleball much because it was winter and we were kicked out of the gym for basketball. But as of February, we picked up 6 days a week, playing almost 30 hours a week.
Are you playing 6 days a week now?
Yes.
With those new knees?
Yes.
Could you have done that
Well, y'all
before?
told me to stay off of them for 3 days. And that was hard, but I did. I didn't do anything on them for 3 days.
So how often do you play now?
6 days a week, sometimes 7. I also teach it, and so some days as much as 5 or 6 hours a day. Today will be 5 hours, so I'll be playing 3 hours this morning and 3 at night.
So what is the level of pain that you have now?
No pain. No pain. The only thing left, I'm taking stairs up and down, no problems. The only thing left at the moment is I'm playing so much that, pounding them still, that I have a little bit of inflammation sometimes. And so when I quit, I'm feeling good. And if I go out to eat afterwards in a cold restaurant, I get up, I'm a little stiff. No pain. It's just, it takes me a minute to...
Well, let's show...
Okay, so there you go. So what are your other alternatives? Medications, cortisone shots, physical therapy, surgery, splints, wheelchairs, walker. Learn to live with it. That's difficult. So each person needs a program designed to their specific needs to correct and counteract the underlying cause. Therefore, each person should be consulted and tested to determine the program that will work best for them. This is another page over that. We covered a lot today. We know it's not easy to make changes, so we want to honor you for taking action, for being here today. So we created a unique opportunity, a special gift, to find out if we can help you. We can't help you if we never see you again. We want to invite you to our clinic for consultation evaluation to determine if we may be able to help you. There's no obligation. It's an opportunity to receive a comprehensive chronic pain and wellness consultation evaluation. Normally it's $600 for only $197. It's a specialized chronic pain severity consultation, review your history and condition. We do a computerized surface EMG, non-needle. We'll determine if you have any nerve interference. We also do a 10-point painless neurological severity. That'll determine if any of the nerves in the neck are affecting your arms or any nerves in the low back are affecting anything in your legs, and it'll rule that out. If it is, then we may need to order an MRI. Okay. Also includes, like I mentioned, specialized x-rays. We do a review of findings and recommendations for seminar attendees. The price is $197. If you want to pay for it today, we give you an additional $100 off, so it's only $97. It's really to find out what is really causing your problem, if we can help you. It's a second opinion on your condition. We review any x-rays or MRIs you may have regarding your problem. If you don't have them, we go get them. What are your options? What treatment do you need? Do you need stem cells? Do you need something else? Why are we doing this at such a discount? We don't want finances to be a barrier to you getting help. It's worth a chance to see if we can help you. Okay? 4 reasons to take advantage of it. Health problems get worse over time if not treated. You'll feel great if we can help you improve your health and eliminate your symptoms. Feeling great is what life is all about. Your health is more important than anything else. It is priceless. We're not going to waste your time and money. If we can't help you, we'll let you know and refer you to someone who can. You have nothing to lose because consultation evaluation only $97 has 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Anyone who schedules today also receives a $500 gift certificate at no charge. That can be used towards any future program or treatment you need. Also, if you know someone, a family member or friend who's not well, they're not able to be here today, feel free to make an appointment for one other person besides yourself before you leave. Or you could write their name on the survey and we can invite them to the next seminar if you want. Special gift, also anyone who schedules receives a free autographed copy of our book, Secrets to Reclaiming Your Health and Longevity. This book is supposed to take 90 days and ended up taking 4 years. This has all the information you need for a patient to read about stem cell, knee problems, all these other therapies that were found that actually worked. Okay, very effective information. Okay. What is the loss of not taking action? Find out what's causing your problem. Lost days of not enjoying your life, damage to your organs and systems, unable to do the activities you love to do, possible heart attack and stroke. 1 to 3 years, where do you see yourself? 7 to 10 years, where do you see yourself? No one ever plans to end up here. You need a plan how not to end up here or to turn it around. That's the evaluation. Our policy regarding money, we never let money be a barrier to our patients' health. If you truly want help, we will help you find some way to make it happen. We have a discount plan or payment plan options. 100% of patients qualify. Really, so here's the question we ask. So on a scale of 1 to 10, let's say 10, you're totally committed to getting the problem handled, and 0, you don't care. So where are you on that scale? If you're not at a 9 or a 10, don't take advantage of this special, really. If you really want to get better, and that's your goal, then this would be great value to you, okay? If you want to do more research, then do more research, but this is really for people who want to get well already, want to recover from it, okay? Also want to get off medications and want to prevent surgery, okay? So if you want to take advantage of this, outside on the desk, there's index cards. These are the appointment times that we've set aside for this seminar. We have a limited number of appointments. Please schedule an appointment before you leave. You just turn in your survey, pick an appointment card on the desk with a convenient time. Schedule a time you will not have to cancel or reschedule. These special appointments are available for the next 5 days. If you're serious about finding out what can be done to help you, it'll be a great opportunity for you. As a bonus, I'm going to cover this now. But we're done with the part of the seminar. This is going to go over, they asked Dr. Oz, where do you take your family? He said he's asked that question more than any other question, by the way. You can see that if you want. I'll show you that. And then we have lunch outside here.
I have a question though.
Today I'm answering the number one question I get asked no matter where I go. Which doctors would I send my family to? I call them the disease detectives because they're using new clues to prevent and to cure disease. Doctors on the cutting edge of medicine with a radical new understanding of why you're tired, why you're gaining weight, hooked on medications, and struggling through menopause. Could their new approach to healing be the answer that you have been waiting for? A cutting-edge group of medical detectives who go beyond the symptoms to uncover the underlying causes of the illnesses you fear most. They are forerunners in a new field called functional medicine, which strives to reveal the root of your health issues by looking at your entire body and your environment.
So that's what we do. We have a way of testing patients scientifically to find out any chronic problem you're having. How do you get to the root cause and how do you reverse it? So there's specialized blood tests we order. There's testing we do in the clinic. These are all objective tests. We will find the reasons. We reverse diabetes here. We reverse neuropathy. We reverse digestive and all these problems. Something's wrong. It's just gone undetected. And the doctors are just not testing or missing. So we have a way to evaluate the blood test to find out what's really causing the problem. So I want to conclude by this introduction on resolving chronic pain without drugs and surgery by reviewing the purpose to help you live a happier, pain-free life so you can do those things you can do before you have your problem. Okay? All right. We're good on that. Okay, tomorrow's the stem cell therapy seminar. The end of the month, actually September 27th. Anyone here have diabetes? Okay, so there's a seminar at the end of the month which is we focus on how we actually reverse diabetes and get people reducing the medications. Because those medications are by far at the top of the list of destroying the kidneys. And people are ending up in these dialysis centers. Okay, so thanks very much for coming. If you could take 1 minute and fill out this survey on the seminar, and then I'll answer any questions anyone has. Okay.
I do too.
Anyone have any questions right now?
You don't accept any insurance?
Some, they'll cover some.
Okay.
Question.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay. There you go. Oh, choose height. And there you go.
Question.
Yes. That would be the functional medicine that would test the person. We can have severe deficiency causing it. She knows how to get people off the drug. Okay, there you go. Okay, any other questions you have?
Does any medical insurance?
Yes,
come
they
into
cover
play
some
here?
things. We will check that. The patient pays here. If they cover, we'll bill it electronically for the patient and it
I'm
reimburses.
talking about, no, I'm not talking about the original,
No, it doesn't cover the 97. Yeah, but they do cover.
no, but I mean after that.
Yes.
For the regular
Yeah.
treatments, Medicare, and if you have a supplement, it will
Yes.
kick in and take it? Okay.
Yeah, Medicare, we're a preferred provider, so we accept Medicare.
Okay.
So we'll find out what they do.
I mean,
Some
that
things they don't, of course, you know. But some things they do, so that would be,
Well, how do we find that out?
we check. Well, depending on what you need, you know, maybe they'll cover that, but they don't cover something else, so we'll find out what you need first. Okay, any other questions?
Yes, are you gonna give me the information on Lipitor?
Yes, it's out there. It's in the packet. You're all gonna get a packet with the references, by the way. So,
So that's
Alan,
what
are they
I
getting, Alan, you got the packet? The Lipitor in there, or the statin drug?
Yeah.
Stat, and then how about aspirin?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Sure. Now, there's another one in there.
Do you want to?
Yes, I'll take, no, that one you give to Alan, I'll take the other one. Oh, you put it here, okay, thank you. Okay. Oh, on the blood pressure meds. Thank you very much.
Actually, you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so that's.
I didn't know
Yeah.
And give that to Alan. Okay, good. So he'll give you one way.
No, we think.
Functional medicine.
It's
all right.
Also,
Oh, God.
No, okay, so, but if you need it, then tell us that, okay, because maybe you don't want that. You know,
I'd be interesting that,
oh, yeah.
because I'm taking the pill to lower my cholesterol, so I try to figure it out.
Thank you. Oh, you are, yeah, so that would be, yeah, but, yeah, if you need that. September 27th, Thursday, same time. All right.
The diabetes is helping even even better.
One of the guys has 30 years, another guy 26 years. Yeah. Makes a difference that you're still alive. That's what yeah. No, I mean, actually, one of our best cases, he was 80 years old, had it for 30 years. 4 months later, blood sugar's down to normal, cut his medications drastically. Lost 45 pounds.
Was
Just from that alone.
Was he using insulin?
Yep, insulin and metformin. Yeah. Are you on both? Yes, yeah. Very common.
Diabetes It's in the month.
Yes.
22nd.
Yeah, 27th. You can do the other evaluation before that if you want. Yes. Well, that's if you're given a certificate, so after we do the evaluation, we'll say, hey, here's your options, and then you can use it towards that. Yeah. Yes, $97. It doesn't cost you $5. You get a free gift certificate for $5. Okay. Okay.
Now, because we're looking at
I have.
We'll tell you, we can tell you very quickly. Thank you, man.
So did you just, so you suggest me a
I have some problem with my shoulder, but I don't
Well, that one may just be able to do the extra. The low back. But I would do the 97 for now because, well, that will evaluate any good pain, anything like that. But then it'll also show you another video of how we do the diabetes. So we have a video you can watch when you're done. Yeah, I'll take the top one.
Yeah. Otvoreno.
Yeah, I kind of eat. Okay.